Hey, what's up, guys? Halfway, broadcast from around the world. Long time no see. I hope everybody's doing all right. So I'm doing a little bit better. I know I haven't made a video since the last one that I made where I was got a little bit fucked up from my accident or whatever. But I'm starting to feel a little bit better now. Overall, so all of my flesh wounds and my cuts and bruises have healed. Outside of my ribs are still killing me. Some days my wrist and my hand still really hurt, but they're still getting a little bit better. Every once in a while I have a really rough day, like yesterday. For whatever reason, my ribs were just really hurting me a lot. But besides that, it's been progressively getting better. My hand also, just because I use it, like obviously I'm using my hand all the time, so it's harder for it to heal. I should probably even get my hand looked at again because I don't know, something's not right with it. Like it's like super swollen still, or maybe not super swollen, but it's noticeably still swollen. It's been like almost 3 weeks now, and it's still like it's pretty fucked up. I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get it looked at. I don't know. And then I had so like I was talking about when I went to the hospital, they put like a wrap on my rib, so it was basically like a wrap that they had that went around like halfway around like my body, so it was compressing my ribs on one side, holding them in, and that was helping with the pain a little bit. It was helping me breathe a little bit easier. I can breathe okay now without it, but what happened was after like maybe close to 2 weeks, maybe 10 or 11 days, it started getting like really itchy, and also like, so there were like 4 wraps that went around, and the top layer was just like peeling off. So I just got annoyed with it and just ripped it off. But when I took it off, I saw that like underneath I had like a rash from the wrap. So I was like super grossed out, so I ripped all of the other ones off. So then I didn't have the wraps on anymore. So it was still hurting. But what I was doing is at nighttime before I go to bed, I brought with me my Muay Thai wraps to Cambodia. So I would wrap them around me, and then that would help at least in the morning, especially because when I wake up in the morning, I guess because I'm just laying there, everything's a little bit stiff. So I wake up, and when I try to move, like first thing in the morning, everything's really stiff, and it hurts really bad. So at least with the wraps, like it offers me like a little bit more support. So that still just helps me out like in the early parts of the day. And sometimes when my hand's really hurting, I'll just wrap it really tight with the wraps too. Mostly just around my thumb and my wrist more so than the actual hand. But just having the like really tight pressure on it helps also. So that's kind of where I'm at. Overall I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not perfect yet. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to, I think the emails are like Ezra and Sakila, I think it's like Sahyl. They actually deposited a little bit of money into my PayPal account, and that was like super awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate that. I was hurting a little bit last month. I'm starting to get caught up now. I'm paying everything off and paid for the moto and I'm getting there. But I really appreciate it, guys. So seriously, thank you very much. I know I reached out to both of you via email, but honestly, thank you very much. And so yeah, so that's basically where I'm at now. Like everything's starting to get back to normal. I'm starting to feel, my normal self again, both physically, emotionally, mentally, all that, I do have to admit though, like, so I have a moto again now, and, shout out 99 Motor Rental. But I'm still like, honestly, like even when I'm riding down the road, when somebody gets really close to me, like I feel like my heart like starts racing a little bit. Like I feel like I have like a little bit of anxiety from it. It's not just like going through traffic, like I'm still okay going through traffic. It just, I don't know, man, the accident fucked me up, dude. And whatever, but I'm getting there, getting back to normal. So that's basically all I want to tell you guys in this video. That, and I have, so as some of you guys know, I have the Facebook that's for this Halfway Around the World thing, not my personal Facebook, but just like a page that I'm doing with this. I don't interact with it all that often. So what I want to start doing is I want to start doing Facebook live videos, specifically on Facebook. And those videos will be, I'll come up with some kind of theme or something that we can do. Maybe it'll be something like every Saturday at a certain time, like I'll do a live video so you guys can tune in. So this way I can be more interactive with my Facebook channel. And the same thing with my Snapchat. I have a Snapchat, so sorry for anybody who's added me on Snapchat. I hardly ever use Snapchat. Even when I had Snapchat before doing this, I hardly ever used it, so I just don't use it that much. But I'll start trying to use that a little bit more, and this way I can give you guys like quick little glimpses about things that are going on here. So it's, instead of me making like a whole video, I can just make like a little clip so you guys just get a little bit of that detail that maybe you don't get as much from these videos. So outside of that kind of stuff, I thought of another thing I just want to talk about super quick too. So I have just little oddities here of things that I find to be just like a little bit humorous, of just the way things are said or presented that are a little bit funny. So, for example, what made me think of this is I was downstairs, I'm at school right now, I was downstairs and one of the students who's here all day eats lunch here. So he's like, "Hey, Teacher Joe." He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go eat rice now." I'm like, "Cool, dude, do your thing." And then I thought about it, like, it's funny because like they will always say eat rice. Like, you can be going out for like a hamburger and be like, "Oh, are you eating rice? Did you eat rice?" It's like, "No, I didn't eat rice." But people who speak really good English won't necessarily do that, but like the people who don't speak English that well, like they just automatically equate the verb of eating to specifically eating rice. And I think that's funny. And then other little things like, for example, names of stores or descriptions of things. So like the pizza place that I go to is, or that I like to go to the most, it's close to me and it's a decent price. It's called Fresh Pizza. But that's just like an example of how many, like so many things are named like that. And like, for example, where I go to get my laundry done is called like Clean Laundry. So a lot of the stores are just, it's like very basic and like very like, the name of the establishment is very specific to exactly what it does, which is obviously beneficial for people who don't speak English well, because then you know exactly what it is. But coming from an English-speaking country, it's just like there's no like imagination in some of these titles. Now that's not true for everything. A lot of stores have cool names and stuff, but some of them are just very basic. And then even descriptions of like what the store does. So let's say it's a hardware store. Let's say instead of being called like Menkoring Hardware or something, it'll be called like, whatever, Menkoring Hardware. But then the description of it won't be called hardware. It'll be called like Menkoring like house store or something. And then the description, it'll say selling all kinds of houseware fix stuff or something. Like they always selling all kinds of, which I think is, I don't know why, it just sounds funny. Or if it's like an automotive repair shop, selling all kinds of stuff for fixing cars. And again, it's just very basic and to the point. But as a foreigner and as a native English speaker, it just makes me chuckle. Like not saying anything bad about it. I think it's funny. I think it's cool. It adds like little characters in place, But yeah, guys, basically, so that's all that's going on. So be sure to check out my Facebook when you get a chance. If you haven't already, check out add the Snapchat. I'll put the links to all this obviously in the description. But anyway, guys, I'm back. All right. Have a great day. Halfway around the world. Peace out. Be easy, guys.